You asked for it, so here it is. Let's go. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Courtney. Today I have got some fun new budget-friendly patriotic DIYs along with some of my favorites that I've made over the years, so let's get crafting. For this first DIY, you want to grab yourself a 1-inch dowel rod, or you can grab the handle from one of the plungers from Dollar Tree. I took mine outside and I cut it with my miter saw and cut 3 pieces at 5 inches each. Once that was done, I brought them inside, grabbed my rotary tool, and drilled some holes into each of these pieces of dowel rod. I started with my rotary tool and then I ended up grabbing my drill because it was going a little bit faster with the drill. Now it's time to get painting. I grabbed one of the dowel rods and painted the entire thing with the Waverly chalk paint in the color white. For the other 2 dowel rods, I took some washi tape. You definitely could take painter's tape here, and I taped off some segments, basically of making stripes on each of these dowel rods. One of them got painted with the Waverly crimson red paint. The other one got painted again with that white paint. Now you want to grab that solid white piece and some star stickers if you have them. There's 2 ways to do this. So I opted to go ahead and do the star sticker option. I like these little sparkly ones because they were kind of rounded. Now the thing about this is we're going to paint over these stickers with blue paint. Basically, when you do this, you're not always going to have the sharpest of lines, which I was okay with because, you know what, it's that whole rustic vibe, we'll call it. So just keep that in mind. If you do use stickers as something that you paint over, you may not have the best finished look, but I'm going to place stickers all over it. The other option would have been to paint this one blue from the beginning, make a stencil on your Cricut using stencil vinyl with little stars cut out, wrap it, and then dab on the white paint. So that's your other option if you want it to be a little more crisp, but I was okay going this route. Now to finish these off, you're going to need to grab some wire. So I would recommend grabbing a thicker heavy duty wire like this one. I got this from Dollar Tree. Bonus points that it was red. If you grab a thinner wire, you're going to have to be careful what type of stars you attached, but I had those laser cut stars from Dollar Tree, and then of course I have this big bag of wooden stars. I wasn't quite sure what route I wanted to go. So what I ended up doing was I decided to use the laser stars. There were 2 of each design. So I took the red wire and kind of made a little loopy-doop by wrapping it around one of my weeding tools. And then I just hot glued the laser stars to the wire, and I just sandwiched that wire in between 2 stars so it kind of would look nice on both sides. You definitely could just use 1 star if you are going to put this to where, you know, the back might not show. I mean, it doesn't really matter, honestly, but I just went ahead and just sandwiched that wire in between the 2 stars, and then these little firecrackers were ready to be displayed. Now let me tell you about how this project started off. So I grabbed this paper lantern from Dollar Tree. They only had this one style. I also grabbed a handle or plunger from Dollar Tree, and then I had that little wooden base. I saw the lantern and thought, you know what, I'm going to make a cute little lamp that you could put outdoors if you wanted to. But once I started to try to go through the logistics of how to get this attached and hang it, and because it had text on it, I could not do what I originally planned. Now, if you had a lantern that didn't have text, you definitely could probably make a light, but I could not get that to work. And so I have completely morphed this project into something I think turned out even cuter. So let's take a look. Video diaries from Courtney. So, that paper lantern, I literally have just spent the last 30 minutes at the desk trying to figure out how to make it a lamp. I probably could have made it a lamp had I not gotten one that had text on it, but my Dollar Tree didn't have any others, so there will be no light shining here today in this video. But I'm on my thinking couch and I just came up with an idea. Yeah, I have a thinking couch. It's just a couch. I'm gonna make a candy dish that's a hot air balloon that lights up. It's gonna be a hot air balloon. Now here's the thing. You can hang it, you can put good chocolate in it, and then hang it, and then the kids can't get the good stuff. So let's see if I can pull this off. Now you know what I'm going to make. So now you got to figure out what you want to use for the basket. So I had this little basket that came from Dollar Tree. I grabbed the wooden block, not really sure why I grabbed that because that wouldn't hold any candy. But then what I ended up deciding to use was one of those little drawer things from Dollar Tree where you can slide out the little drawer. So that's what I'm going to use. But the first thing I needed to do, because I'm not going to hang mine up, my kids are older, I don't have any small children coming around that I need to hide the good stuff from. So I wanted to take off the hanging portion of this. But to do that, if you take out that little handle, your lantern will not stay together. So I just cut the little pieces off of that handle and hot glued them in to hold that ring on the top of the lantern. Once the lantern was ready and put back together, you're going to need 4 bamboo skewers. I trimmed them down. This is what's going to be coming out of the little box and holding and attaching to your lantern. So this is kind of like the strings holding the basket on. So I trimmed those down. And then I wanted to make the box look more like a basket. Now you could stain it if you wanted to, but I decided to take some of the burlap trim ribbon from Dollar Tree and I used hot glue and I wrapped the entire thing, just securing it with the hot glue so it would have more of kind of that weaved basket look. Now it's time to attach the skewers. Make sure you get the batteries put in so that your little balloon will light up. And I started by just taking some hot glue, grabbing a skewer, and I just hot glued them directly to the base of the lantern. I went all the way around. Sorry, it's a little hard to see, but I did secure all 4 skewers on there. And then to clean it up a little bit and also provide a little extra security to those bamboo skewers, I wrapped some twine around all 4 of the skewers. To get the skewers secured in, this was really hard for me to show you, so sorry about that. I just put a ton of hot glue in there and blobbed it in the corners to hold the skewers in place, kind of ran it down the sides, got those secured. Once that was done, I filled it with some chocolates. The finishing touch is I took some of those wooden heart stars that I had a stash of and painted 2 of them red, 2 of them blue, hot glued those to the sides, and then this little candy dish was ready to be displayed. You could certainly add Patriotic M&Ms in there if you wanted to. Just make sure that you do make the inside food safe by using a food safe sealer. I'll link down below my favorite food sealer along with everything in today's video like I always do. If you have a question, just drop it in the comments. Now for this DIY, you might remember the little wooden spoons that I made last Christmas, one of my favorite DIYs and such a fun thing to make. I had to make a patriotic set. So I grabbed 3 spoons out and decided to paint 1 white, 1 red, and 1 blue. Once that was done, I grabbed my colored hot glue sticks. Now you could also just do the natural color of this spoon. I grabbed red, white, and blue colored glue sticks. I love the Surebonder brand glue sticks. Those are the ones that you guys always see me use. I definitely will have it again linked down below in the description box, but they've also made glitter glue sticks, which I thought I was going to put on the natural colored spoon, but I didn't end up making that one. So once the spoons were painted, dried, I was ready to add my glue. I added the hot glue to it and then added some faux sprinkles. The sprinkles I always get on Amazon. I will definitely, like I said, link it down below. They're just made out of polymer clay and I just placed those on the spoons. The last thing was to add my sticker text to it. Now I just made a file on Cricut Design Space. I will link it down below if you want these words. You might remember the spoons with the tiny little letters from Christmas. They are a little bit of a pain to weed, but so worth it if you can just stick with it and be persistent. So I added the words to my little spoons and they were all finished. This is a perfect little thing just to add to your kitchen decor or just to have kind of set around as extra little decor pieces here and there. Moving into this DIY, you want to grab some patriotic themed fabrics, red, whites, and blues. All of my fabrics came from Hobby Lobby. I love their fabric. You're also going to need some large wood shims just from your hardware store. You can get them at Walmart. You'll need a total of 5 of those for each of the stars that we're going to make. So you want to take your fabric and cut out pieces of fabric that are, I don't know, about 1/4 inch all the way around so you have a little bit of overlap. Then taking your hot glue gun, just glue that fabric to your wood shims. Once all the pieces have fabric on them, you want to build out your star, overlapping pieces here and there, and then just take hot glue and glue the little points together. Once that's done, you could add a hanger to these if you wanted to hang them up, but you could make so many different combinations of stars. They're actually nice and large, and it's a cheap and easy way to add some patriotic decor to your festivities. For this DIY, you need a tomato cage and some foam board from Dollar Tree. Break the tomato cage apart using the circles from the cage to trace 2 circles on your foam board and get those cut out. Once that's done, you want to take the 2 green circles and add those to the edge of your foam board circles. Next step is to grab some fun patriotic scrapbook paper. I got mine from Hobby Lobby, and trace around your 2 foam board circles and cut those circles out. Now you want to poke 3 holes in both of your foam board circles before you attach that scrapbook paper. That's where the legs from our tomato cage are going to go. That's going to help us build our 2-tiered tray. So once you get those holes poked, then you can add your scrapbook paper, and I just used a glue stick to get that added. Now you want to poke the holes through your scrapbook paper. Once that's done, you're going to add your tomato cage legs. Now I took mine outside and spray painted with some silver metallic paint. You're going to feed those through the bottom layer of your foam board and then use hot glue to secure it. You could also add some Jenga blocks or tower blocks if you wanted to add a little extra security to kind of hold those legs in place. Then add your top piece to the very top, again securing with some hot glue. My finishing touch was to add some rickrack around the edges of the circles. Now this is not going to hold super heavy items because again I didn't take the extra steps to add little support pieces to this, but you definitely could do that. But it is perfect for those lightweight decor pieces and an easy little thing that you can make. For this DIY, you need some wooden beads and some wooden squares. Now I had these wood planks that I decided to cut down with my miter shears, but you could easily grab the wood squares already made at Dollar Tree so you don't have to go through that extra step. Once I got them cut down, I needed to drill some holes into them. So for 2 of them, it's going to get a total of 4 holes, 1 in each corner. And then that third wood square is just going to get 2 holes into 2 of the corners that are right next to each other. Then it was time to paint. 1 got painted red, 1 got painted white, and 1 got painted blue. Time to get your splatter paint game on. So for the red and blue square, I splatter painted it with some white paint. And for the white square, I splatter painted it with some blue paint. Once that was dry, I was ready to start attaching my beads. So in between each of the squares, I'm attaching 3 of those wooden beads, just using some twine and hot gluing it to the back of each of these wooden boards. I also added a little hanger to the top. And the final touch was just to take some of the laser cut stars from Dollar Tree and hot glue those on there. And then this was ready to be hung up. This DIY is one of my favorites I've ever made. So here you see the Declaration of Independence, and this is the Bill of Rights. It's a 2-pack that you can get from Dollar Tree in the teacher section. I aged the Declaration of Independence piece by crinkling it up a little bit, adding some brown wax. Here you can kind of see this is what it looked like before, with the way the Bill of Rights is looking right there. So just so you can kind of see the difference. Once I got it looking how I wanted to, I took some spray adhesive and I added the Declaration to a piece of foam board, and then I wanted to put a frame around it. Now I wanted to make a substantial frame, so I just took some 1x3s that I had in my garage, I stained them, aged them, add some wax to it, and attach those just using glue. But you certainly could use the tumbling tower blocks. You could get square dowel rods and make your own custom little frame for it. But this is a very substantial, nice, large piece that you can very easily make for super cheap. here's a quick pan of a few more Patriotic DIYs you might want to make. The full tutorials for all of these is linked in the video down below in the description box. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know down below which one of these projects was your favorite. Also, let me know, what do you do for the 4th of July holiday? Here are some more videos you might enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!